Hey guys, Willie Renshaw here. Welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Only the Brave, directed by Joseph Kosinski. I'm pretty excited to do this review because this movie is based on a true story about the Granite Mountain Hotshots, which were a firefighting crew based out of Prescott, Arizona. And I'm excited to do this review because I was actually living in Arizona when the event that I think probably inspired this movie took place, so I was pretty excited to go see this on the big screen. This movie's based on a true story, and I don't want to ruin it for people that aren't familiar with the story, so I just want to put this at the beginning to say I'm going to do my best not to spoil anything, but some of what I say might insinuate things that happen in the movie, so just be forewarned if you're looking for a review that's not going to give away any plot details or not give you any idea of what happens. This probably isn't for you, and you may want to turn the video off. I think the main reason I enjoyed this movie so much is because how it portrays the characters. You're with these guys over the course of about a year and a half, and kind of goes through all their different situations, whether it's their training, when they're out fighting these forest fires. You also get to see a little bit about their family life, so you really get to know all these guys on a personal level. I mean, obviously, they can only focus on some characters more than others, but it does a really good job of really getting you invested in them, which makes the ending that much more powerful, and it is a very powerful ending. It's kind of like watching a war movie. You really get a sense of brotherhood that these guys develop over the course of working together, and you really feel the sense of camaraderie that they all have. Another positive that stuck out to me about this movie is the cinematography. The shots of the landscape look really good, and I don't know how they did the fire scenes with special effects, but however they did it, it looks really good. It looks incredibly realistic. As I was talking about earlier, this movie really succeeds in its interactions and relationships between the characters, and I think what helps make that come across better is the performances. And it doesn't matter who you're talking about, the performances are great across the board, whether it's Josh Brolin, Jeff Bridges, Taylor Kitsch, Jennifer Connelly, all of them do a great job, but Miles Teller in particular really stuck out to me, who I never really thought of him as a bad actor, but I never really thought he lived up to all the hype of being a great actor, but after seeing him in this movie, I can definitely understand why he gets that sort of notoriety. He's really good in this movie. I don't really have much for criticisms for this movie. I did notice a few things, though. One being, I noticed when they were trying to make certain points, there was a few instances where it seemed they kind of overdid it to make those points, where they could have maybe done it a little bit more subtly. Also, there's a few scenes that I didn't think were necessarily necessary, that I didn't think add much to the movie, but again, these are kind of nitpicky things. They didn't really hurt much either. And then the other thing, and this is more my own fault, going into the movie in terms of my own expectation. I thought this was going to be more about one incident. I didn't realize you were going to be with these guys for a whole year to year and a half. But in the end, I think that actually helped the movie because you really got to know these guys much better than you otherwise would have. There is one more thing I want to mention for this movie before I go, and this is the part that might be a little bit spoiler-ish, so if you don't want to know what happens, or if you're not familiar with the true story of this is the part where you should probably turn the video off. But I would tell you, if you're going to turn the video off now before I give it a score, this is definitely a movie I would recommend seeing. So if you don't know the story, you just want to know if this is a good movie to go see it or not, this is definitely one you should go see. The last thing I'd like to mention for this movie is the ending. The ending for this movie, as I mentioned earlier, is very powerful. I actually haven't seen a movie that's left this much of an impact on me when I walked out of the theater in a long time. My initial plan when I got out of the theater was to come home and do the review, but I couldn't even do it right away because of how this movie left me feeling. And I'm not exactly sure who deserves the credit for the ending, whether it's the writer or the director or a combination of both. But whoever it is, they did a great job of showing some genuine emotion without using a whole lot of dialogue. Overall, this is a great movie and does a really good job of portraying the Granite Mountain hotshots and showing how dangerous what all hotshots and firefighters face on a daily basis. So I would definitely recommend everyone go out and see Only the Brave, and I would give it a final score of a 9 out of 10. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for today's review. Are you guys going to go check out Only the Brave? I really liked it. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it. So if you're going to see it or if you already saw it, definitely leave me a message in the comments below. If you like this review, feel free to check out some of my other ones, and as always, remember to hit the subscribe button, and until next time, take it easy.